Tracy Egan continues her special...
Wailings.
6 months of thunder and death reign over London's nighttime skies.
In the winter of 40, things then got a bit rough.
We were totally unprepared. We had neither the aeroplanes nor the men.
At 11, the RAF meets the test.
Tonight on Eyewitness News, the story of the Battle of Britain.
The path to war, tonight on Eyewitness News.
Winds of War backstage tonight at 7:30.
Morning, Miles.
Oh, hi, honey. Coffee is ready.
Oh, good.
How come you slept so late this morning?
Huh?
So how come you slept so late this morning?
Because I didn't get home till very late last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I suppose this is going to sound awful considering all that's happened, but I went to that new disco last night, the video disco.
Well, it doesn't sound awful. You're not in mourning. You're not going to be. Went to that video disco? I've seen the ads. What was it like?
Typically loud.
Loud, was it? What'd you do? Spend the evening, you and Gavin screaming at each other over the music?
No, I didn't go with Gavin.
I mean, it's true what Nicole tells me about you and Gavin breaking up because of his statement to the police?
That's right. Miles, I just don't want to see him after what he's done to Nicole.
He hasn't done anything to Nicole. It's Nora Fulton who's gotten us into this mess. Gavin had no choice but tell the police what he saw.
No, I don't agree with
Look,
that.
I don't see what good it's going to do Nicole with you two squabbling.
Miles, we're not squabbling. We're long past that. We're just not seeing each other anymore.
Well, I think it's a damn shame. I think you're really serious. I think you should just give yourself some time.
Do you really think that time is going to make all of this better?
I don't just think, I know it. Now, we're going to see Nicole through this crisis, and then we can all relax and go back to being what we used to be to each other.
Well, I don't know if that is going to be possible for Gavin and me. Miles, I just don't think I can ever feel the same way about him again.
Who would ever have thought forged driver's licenses could be so lucrative?
That's a sign of the times, my boy. A sign of the times. I mean, it's one of the few pieces of ID accepted anywhere in the country. Phony driver's license and a phony credit card could make for one heck of a good illicit
Calvin,
time.
what the hell's going on here? You guys playing cards or something?
No, these are driver's licenses.
Yeah, Captain Anderson asked us to help out with this phony driver's license problem.
Well, what's he trying to do? Tie up half my department? You guys have more urgent things to do. May I remind you of the Barbara Montgomery case? Now get to it, all right?
Just as I thought, one day he'd wake up and decide to reopen the Barbara Montgomery case.
I wonder if he still remembers our primary suspect is still his good buddy, Dr. Miles Cavanaugh.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Head & Shoulders, available in regular and conditioning formulas, and by Cascade, the dishwasher detergent that leaves dishes and glasses virtually spotless.
Every day, people face the moment of truth. The moment they decide if their dishwasher detergent did the job.
If I have to rewash the glasses.
Or didn't quite do the job.
Spots. I have to rewash the glasses.
That moment when...
There better not be spots on the glasses. There are spots on the glasses.
Try Cascade. See, most detergents can leave drops of spot, but Cascade sheeting action leaves glasses virtually spotless. That Cascade moment of truth.
Look at that shine. Now that's beautiful.
For virtually spotless dishes, try Cascade and make that moment of truth your moment of glory.
You did great, Cascade.
It's so easy to catch someone's eye, and so easy to lose it. It's so easy to get their attention, and so easy to lose it.
Why risk letting the itch of dandruff be what they notice most, when it's so easy to control with Head & Shoulders? Head & Shoulders does an exquisitely beautiful job of keeping that little itch under control. So all they'll notice is hair that's soft, shining, and captivatingly clean. It's so easy to lose that itch and keep their attention with Head & Shoulders.
It's so easy.
Cliff, what time are we due at the Kavanaughs?
23 minutes, 47 seconds.
If Mitzi doesn't hurry up with breakfast, we're going to be late.
Here's Mitzi.
Guys, I'm really sorry. You know, we're having some problems back there. I don't think Francesca goes into the swing of things yet.
So what else is new?
Well, I got a letter from Sid this morning.
Oh, how was the beautiful Sid?
Well, she's very beautiful, and she explains a couple of things we've been wondering about. Dear Mitzi, first off, I feel like I got to apologize for the fact I was in Monticello for 2 days last week and didn't contact you or any of the old gang. My trip was real sudden and an awful busy one for me, cleaning up some business affairs I'd left behind. I was thinking of you all the time, and I knew I ought to stop by and see how things were going for you and Poppy. But when I drove by old Sid's Tavern and saw nothing but ashes, I tell you, Mitzi, the heart went right out of me. I knew how bad it must have been for you and Poppy, and I didn't want to add to your depression with more sympathy and tears. I'm sure you had plenty of both. Right, so you can imagine how thrilled I was when I got back here to Florida and Eddie tells me Poppy called to tell him about the new restaurant. I'm real happy you're back in business and promise that I'll show up the next time with a big bottle of champagne imported. Eddie and me are doing real good down here, and I think everything's going to work out fine. Love to all, Sid.
Well, that's good. At least she apologized for not calling you when she was in town. I couldn't quite figure that out, could you?
No, couldn't figure that out. Why didn't she contact you? Unless she...
What are you thinking?
An ugly thought.
I don't want to hear it.
Say it anyway.
This letter would put Sid in town the same time that Nora Fulton was killed.
Cliff, that is the most awful thought you've ever had. Cliff, you know darn well Sid is incapable of doing anything like that. She's one of the most kind, thoughtful, generous people in this whole world.
That's right, she is. She loves you a lot. Maybe she was mad at Nora Fulton for all the things Nora did to you. The accident, burning down Sid's Tavern. Maybe she was so mad at Nora that she lost her head and decided to get even.
By strangling her? Cliff, no way.
I know it's difficult for you to picture Mitzi, but then who would have pictured a woman like Nicole Kavanaugh?
Well, I don't think she did it either.
She confessed.
No, I think Nicole just imagined it. I think that the two of them had a fight or something, and she just thought she did it.
And then after the fight was over, somebody else came along and killed Nora, huh?
It's a lovely theory, but I don't know if it'll hold up in court.
Well, you ought to think about it. That's what I say.
Nicole, Chief told me you were in the building.
Hello, Geraldine. I just thought I would stop by long enough to clean out my desk and clear up some details.
You mean you're resigning?
Yes. If you have any questions or need me for anything, you can call me at home.
Good Lord, Nicole, I just can't believe all this is happening.
I know I can hardly believe it myself, but it's true just the same.
Well, let's talk for a minute, shall we? There's some things I want to say.
Oh, Geraldine. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that you're sorry, that you're disappointed in me and the way everything has turned out.
No, that isn't what I was going to say. I simply want you to know that if there's anything I can do in this whole world to help, all you need do is ask. And if you don't ask, I'll do what I can anyway.
I know that. Nobody has been kinder than you. And you proved it by putting up all that bail money. Geraldine, I'm so grateful.
The money isn't important. You are. What will you do?
I'll just wait for it all to be over.
I can't imagine what the studio will be like without you.
Well, it would be impossible for me to continue working here. It's better that I resign now before you have all the viewers beating down the doors and before before all the advertisers cancel all their commercials.
I know. I understand that.
It would be a great hardship on everyone, from you right down to the janitor, to say nothing of all the fights you would have with Skylar.
I suppose I can't argue with that from a strictly business standpoint. What can I say?
Nothing. But I can say thank you for everything.
You're not mixing A1 steak sauce in your ground beef?
A1 and ground beef?
My dear sister, there is steak in that ground beef. And what's better for steak than A1? And I bet you have.
Here it is. A1's herbs and spices make ground beef taste like ground steak. Hamburgers and meatloaf are juicy and tastier. Just mix 3 tablespoons into every pound. 1, 2, 3.
Mmm, what a difference.
Sure. A1 makes ground beef taste like ground steak.
What little secret is Michael Landon's new love bringing to their marriage? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
Has Liz said "Si, senor" to her Latin lover's marriage proposal? This week's National Enquirer tells you. What are the hidden facts about stress? How can you put the lid on a chatterbox?
It's in the Enquirer. Can we talk?
Did George C. Scott declare war on his marriage? Find out in the Enquirer. Over 100 features for people with inquiring minds.
Like me.
Yes, Ellen, please ask her to come right in. Val? Come on in.
Eric, hi.
Sit down.
Thanks.
Would you like some coffee? Although I should warn you, this is Leesman's brew. It's pretty strong. One sip will curl your socks.
That sounds interesting. I'll try some.
I do appreciate you coming by the office this morning. I was kind of reluctant to ask you to interrupt your day.
Oh, I don't mind. Especially if it can help you in any way.
Well, it certainly can help me. I have here the statement you made before about what happened with Parrish. I'd appreciate it if you'd look it over and then just sign it on the bottom where it's indicated.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's all I called you down for was just to sign that, but they changed the jurisdiction again back to Monticello, so I had to gather everybody's statement. And, of course, nobody's statement was more important than yours.
Well, I'm glad to do it. There isn't anything happening at the photo studio today anyway. I don't have any appointments this afternoon. Business has been real slow since the holidays.
Really? Well, maybe you ought to take off the afternoon.
Well, I just might do that, but it's really no fun playing hooky when you have nothing to do anyway. What good is it if you can't feel a little guilt?
I kind of wish I could play hooky one afternoon. Sometimes I think I spend my life behind this desk.
You ought to give yourself a break. Just change your routine a little.
You think I should? It is kind of a nice day out today. You know, maybe a little walk through the gardens down there might,
Yeah.
Yes, Ellen. What does he want? All right, ask him to wait just a second. All right, there's something else to keep me behind my desk. I'm sorry.
So am I. But I guess I should be going.
Okay, well, I appreciate you having come by in the first place. I hope I see you soon.
I'm happy to do it.
Valerie.
Hi, Damien. Now, don't you keep him behind his desk too long.
Come on in. What is it?
Chief, it's about the Montgomery investigation. Now, after you mentioned it, Calvin and I went back and looked at the files. And frankly, Chief, I think we have an obligation to complete the investigation on Doc Kavanaugh.
I thought we'd taken that as far as it would go.
No, we didn't. If you told us Doc Kavanaugh was going to see some kind of a hypnotherapist, that would give us some clues as to what he might have heard or what he might have done the night that he spent at the Montgomery apartment.
Well, he just couldn't get to it, and you know why.
Sure, I know why. So we closed the books for a while. You want us to open the books again, that's okay. But frankly, Chief, I think you're the only one who can give us what we need.
What do you mean by that?
Chief, you're a friend of Doc Kavanaugh's. You've got to persuade him to see this Dr. Keyes. And then maybe we'll find out once and for all whether the guy's innocent or guilty.
Inside every Duncan Hines brownie, there's a deep, dark difference.
sure looks chocolatey. How's it taste?
Deep, dark, and delicious.
Goodness.
The deep, dark difference in the Duncan Hines brownie is its chocolatey moistness. Compared to another leading mix, ours are chocolatier and moister.
Try one. Well.
Deep, dark, delicious.
Duncan Hines brownies.
Deep, dark, and delicious.
As morning freshness blankets the Thompsons' new house, a grungy film blankets their mouths. They awake to the worst breath of the day.
Morning.
Scope?
Mine works. Can't you tell?
Yeah, you've just turned morning breath into medicine breath. Scope leaves your breath minty fresh. Here.
Feels like it's working.
Uh-huh.
New bathroom, new mouthwash.
Morning.
Scope fights bad breath, doesn't give medicine breath.
Freddie, stop fiddling.
I'm not. I'm scratching. My search is not soft like before. And where's that fresh smell?
Well, I just washed it. You didn't use Downy. There's a big difference without the softener.
Only Downy combines skin-loving softness with April freshness. Makes static cling almost disappear.
Tonight's the night.
Mom, it's softer. And it smells good.
They sure notice when you use Downy. And I noticed a smile.
April Fresh Downy.
Isn't Nicole home yet?
No, she ought to be back any minute.
I guess I'll stick around for a few more minutes, then maybe I'll have some more coffee. Miles, did you ever hear of anyone named Preacher?
No, not that I remember.
Ever hear Barbara Montgomery say that word?
No, we were both in her room when we thought she said the word creature.
No, I was just wondering if she ever said anything else.
Well, there was a time she was trying to say the word, well, we thought it was the word pray. Maybe that's where you got that. Pray, preacher, they go together.
Yeah, right.
Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason. I was just thinking about her.
I think about her all the time. Well, there you are. A little later than we thought you'd be.
Well, Geraldine, I saw her and it slowed me down a little bit. Thank you. What are you doing here?
Thought I'd stay and
Said
say
you were
good morning.
Bringing home papers. Looks like you brought home the whole office. You've left, haven't you?
Yes, I resigned. I had written out a nice letter of resignation, but then Geraldine came in the middle of it and says all that's left of my job as news director.
Why? Why did you do it?
I had no choice. Wouldn't be very effective as news director when I'm headline news myself, would I?
How did Geraldine take it?
Oh, she was wonderful. I saved her the embarrassment of asking me to leave by resigning first.
Nicole, I don't think she would have asked you to leave.
Oh, yes, she would, or Schuyler would have insisted on it. He's a businessman with a multi-million-dollar business to protect. He can't very well protect it when he's got a,
It's all right. I think you did the right thing.
What are they going to do without you?
Oh, they'll get along very nicely.
Okay. Yes, Oscar. Yes, all right. Okay. Your attorneys are on their way up.
Well, I think I better go. I have some things to do. See you guys later.
You seem to be quite the reader these days, Missy.
Oh, no. I was just checking out the weather.
Yeah? Looks to me like you were reading about the murder case.
Oh, yeah, I was just kind of looking it over. I mean, it's not the kind of thing I enjoy reading about.
I used to think that things like this only happened to people that you didn't know. You know who took that picture?
You did?
Yeah, I never thought it was going to be on the front page.
Valerie, I know she's not guilty. I feel it.
Mitzi, you don't even know her.
Well, I know her sister, and that's good enough for me. Valerie, I think there's a really big mistake being made here. You know, there's got to be some kind of explanation.
She's confessed to it. Right there, it says so.
But I don't want it to be her. I want it to be somebody else, someone nasty, you know, someone like Gunther Wagner. You know, Cliff said he was at the studio that night.
Now, wait a minute, Mitzi. I think you're getting the story a little bit confused. There was only one person positively identified as being at the studio, and that was Nicole Cavanaugh.
Yeah, I know. Gavin said he saw her. But you know, that doesn't mean like somebody like Gunther couldn't have been lurking in the shadows, ready to pounce.
Maybe, but don't pin your hopes on it, Mitzi. The police did a search. They didn't find anyone in the studio.
I just don't want it to be her. She's too nice. Valerie, I'd feel terrible if she went to prison. Oh, God, you have no idea how I'd feel.
Coffee?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm all coffeeed out. We just came from the rock garden.
Oh, yeah, the rock garden. I hear Jody talking about that all the time.
It's her new Sid's Tavern, isn't it?
Yeah, with stone walls, though.
Okay. Yeah, hello.
Hello, Miles. It's Derek. Your nurse told me I'd find you at home.
Yeah, I'm planning to go to the hospital in about half an hour. What can I do for you?
You could stop by headquarters if that's not a problem. I'd like to speak to you for a few minutes.
Is it about Nicole? There's some new developments?
No, as a matter of fact, it's about the Barbara Montgomery thing.
What is it?
Well, it's something I'd like you to think about, something that should be done sooner or later.
Well, tell me what?
You know, you were talking about seeing a hypnotherapist. Well, I think maybe you should follow through on that, just to clear the air.
Derek, I plan to, but your man, Dr. Key, is out of town.
Yes, he is, but we can always find somebody else. And frankly, Miles, I think we'd better.
Mrs. Pat Grayson talks about Tylenol.
I've always been very careful about the medicines we keep around the house. They have to be medicines I know and trust. The pain reliever we use in this family is Tylenol, and we've been using it for a long time. So if anyone asks me if I still use Tylenol, my answer is yes. I trust it, and we continue to use it whenever we need relief from headache pain. I was introduced to Tylenol in the hospital when I had my second child, and I've never stopped using it. Tylenol is the right pain reliever for my family because it works, and we trust it. Those are the best reasons in the world for me to use a product. I'd say that Tylenol has a very good name in our family.
Tylenol, you can trust our good name. Available in regular and extra strength tablets. And now reintroducing Tylenol capsules. Safety sealed 3 ways. The carton is securely glued. The cap is tightly wrapped. The bottle is foil sealed. Be sure all 3 seals are intact when you first use Tylenol capsules.
Tonight.
If you hadn't come to Miami, I might be married by now.
Love you forever.
The Winds of War, the event all America loves.
God, they're coming back.
We shall never surrender.
Pamela, the RAF is bombing Berlin tomorrow night. They've asked me along as an observer.
Tonight.
Nicole, we've gone over your statements dozens of times, and it's all very clear and very lucid except for one thing.
What's that?
The fact you can't recall the exact moment of the slaying. You even make a definite point of it, that you have no recollection of actually looping that cable around Nora Fulton's throat.
Well, that's not unusual, is it, for her to kind of block that out?
Is that what it is? Did you just blot that out?
It's not that I have a faulty memory. I remember the cable, I remember the rage that I felt, and then I remember seeing Nora fall to the ground.
Do you remember that exactly? I mean, do you remember feeling the cable in your hands? Can you remember the feel of the cable?
Yes.
Nicole, do you remember killing Nora Fulton?
No, not exactly. I know that's hard to believe, but I don't remember that.
You're right. It is hard to believe.
Hi, Calvin.
Well, good morning. How you doing?
Okay.
Well, this is quite a surprise, seeing you down here this morning. Come on in. I'm afraid I can only offer you this for comfort. Sit down.
Thanks. I wanted to talk to you about something.
Okay. What is it?
Well, the other night when you and Dee Dee took me back to the penthouse, I didn't go upstairs. I went back out again.
Alone?
Yes.
Well, that could have been kind of dangerous. Where'd you go?
Well, I wanted to go to that video disco.
You mean you went there without an escort? What for?
To see this guy that they called Preacher. Look, you said he knew Nora Fulton. Well, I thought maybe he might know Barbara Montgomery, too. Anyway, when I got there, I tried this sort of experiment. preacher and I started talking. He asked me what I did for a living, so I told him that I was a nurse. Now, when I said that, he reacted very strangely, and I thought maybe the reason he did that was because Barbara's a nurse and he didn't want to be reminded of her.
I see. Well, actually, it's kind of a thin theory, Jody. I mean, just a momentary reaction like that, you could possibly have made a mistake.
Calvin, I don't think so. There was really something there.
Look, honey, look, I know how much you really would like to help Miles and Nicole. I mean, nobody could be more sympathetic about what you're all going through, but I have to warn you. I mean, this is dangerous. You can't run around playing private eye, Jody. You've got to stay out of this, please.
Hey, Calvin. Jody, is everything all right?
Hi, Damien. Oh, fine.
What's up? You better get on your feet and come with me. The chief wants to see us both in his office right now.
Right. Look, why don't you hang around for a few minutes? Maybe we can go have lunch or something.
No, guys, I have things to do. I'll take a rain check, okay?
Yeah, okay. Look, you sure you won't have any trouble finding your way out?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.
See you, Jody.
Cindy Graham, age 21.
Now, Lysol has a pine cleaner with a pine trio of cleaners in every bottle.
And we're the Lysol Pine Trio. We clean
to cut through dirt and grease,
disinfect
to kill household germs,
deodorize with a fresh, clean scent.
Now there's a Lysol cleaner with the action of pine. New Lysol Pine Action Cleaner.
A pine trio of cleaners in new Lysol Pine Action.
Little Lisa and her grandmother are baking muffins for Daddy. Same recipe, but 2 different pans. Now, the critical moment. Uh-oh, Grandma's in an ordinary pan are stuck. But little Lisa's muffins flip out perfectly. The secret is out. She used Baker's Secret, the bakeware with a secret surface. No sticking, no tearing. Not with Baker's Secret. With muffins, breads, all cakes, the secret is out. Baker's Secret.
Tomorrow, it's a cultural collision when James Kirkridge and Jesse Rodriguez become the 2 unlikeliest neighbors ever to share a backyard fence. The premiere of Condo gives a whole new meaning to There Goes the Neighborhood. Tomorrow. Then, B. Arthur's back on television running a charming seaside hotel. So if you're looking for a good time, check into Amanda's right after Condo tomorrow. All starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
This is David Hartman. Tomorrow on Good Morning America, more on the Sharon crisis, plus our movie reunions continue with Paul Henreid of Casablanca, also Polly Bergen of The Winds of War, and Julia Child on Good Morning America.
Do you think we might wake up someday and be aware of all the games people play?
Personal crime touches 1 out of 2 Americans during the course of their lives. And fear of crime forces almost all of us to change the way we live. Because it affects you, ABC's World News Tonight will devote 2 full weeks to crime in America, beginning Monday.
Macy's One Day Sale happens this Thursday. The one day to save 20 to 50% off fashion, stereos, housewares, furniture, carpeting, bedding, TVs, and more. Macy's One Day Sale this Thursday.
I'm Roseanne Scamardella. Coming up on Eyewitness News today at 5:30, the controversy grows over this year's St. Patrick's Day Parade. We'll have the latest, and we'll have this report.
2-year-old Juliana